Last year's Red Bull, the RB16B, won the most races of 2021, but it marked the end of an era. Because for 2022, Formula One has a fresh new look following the biggest rule changes in living memory. The point of this year's rule changes are to improve the racing and make it easier for car behind to follow, and that means cleaning up the turbulence. And the turbulence, a lot of it was caused by the front wing. If we take a look at that first, all those hard edges gone. We've got a delta wing shape on the front. We've got these cool new end fences, the end plates, and then this crucial area around the front wheels as well. These integrated brake ducts and little fins that come out on the top of the front wheels. And that really helps smooth out the airflow and control that disruptive air off the front tyres so that it's a bit easier as it goes towards the back. Talking of the front tyres and the front wheels, the wheel covers are back, the hubcaps after a few years away, and you'll notice that F1 and Pirelli have switched to 18-inch diameter wheel rims and low-profile tyres to make them a bit more road relevant. But the most important change has been around this bargeboard area. So gone is this fiendishly complicated bargeboard area that used to make that turbulent air, and it's all smoothed out towards these side pods. And then especially the rear wing, that's very different because the hard edges of last season gone. It's all sort of bendy now. Again, that cuts down the dirty air to the car behind. But there is still the DRS, the drag reduction system, though, even though that'll be less powerful than last year. So putting all those bodywork changes together, how have they affected the dirty air coming off the back of the car? Well, if we split the car down the middle and I turn on my home wind tunnel, you can see the 2021 car, last year's car, on the right, and all that dirty disruptive air going backwards into the car directly behind, making it hard for a car to follow and pass. But if we now look at the 2022 car on the left and the air going backwards, we can see it's a much cleaner airflow being directed upwards, leaving a nice pocket of air behind and cleaner air for the car behind to try and overtake. Now, smoothing out all the air from these wings and barge boards is all well and good, but it does mean overall less downforce. So to get some of that back, the cars are now allowed to generate aerodynamic downforce much more by something called ground effect. So let's just lift this baby up. Oop, here we go. There we go. So on the bottom half of the car, you can see the 2021 airflow. Bit of ground effect, but not too much. But compare it to this year, there's much more air being squeezed underneath the car from here at the top of the floor to the back. Much more high velocity air, which creates low pressure here in the middle. And when it gets blown just as quickly out of the much bigger for this year diffuser at the back, that gives a huge amount of downforce, pretty much sucking the car to the ground, which is why we call it ground effect. So that explains why the cars look the way they do this year. And from what we've seen in testing, it looks like it's worked. All of that nasty turbulence of last year has been replaced by nice, clean, flowing air. So there's only one thing left to do. Let's go racing.